Well, hello there. Welcome to the channel. Today we're doing an analysis from Schindler's List. Probably one of the best movies ever made. For me, the best movie ever made. You let me know what you think in the comments, but today we're going to analyze the introduction to the character of Oskar Schindler and how the camera's perspective lends itself to telling the story and how you can use some of the stuff into your own filmmaking, why I think it's a masterful piece of filmmaking and what we can use in some of our own projects as well. If you want to watch the whole scene without me yapping, you have the link down below. Otherwise, we're going to play the scene and I'm going to comment. Here we go. And notice how the whole scene is told from the perspective of the characters that are currently living that moment. This is the first time we see Schindler's face, by the way.
Here, do you know who that man is?
I don't know.
I don't know who that man is. Who is that man? And you can see, for example, right there, if that little glance that she gives Schindler there, if you tell that part of the story from a different perspective, if you show a nice close-up of her, it doesn't quite have the same effect. You tell it from Schindler's over the shoulder, it adds a sense of mystery, it adds a sense of sexiness. And again, who is that man, right? Again, he's not fully lit, partially covers his face with a cigarette.
Let's get together. Smile.
And the scene also does a good job of giving you a sense of how Schindler's personality is. What this movie does well is tell the story in subtext. You know, the character of Schindler doesn't have to tell you he's observant. You can just show him being observant in a very, choreographed scene and sell what the character is. So it does a very good job of telling you what it wants to tell you without actually saying it. So subtext, very important, right? And he's analyzing the soldiers to see how he's going to bribe them. Remember, who is this man, right? And this part here I quite like. One shot, a close-up of Schindler becomes an over-the-shoulder. A tracking shot, again, she notices him first. Camera doesn't cut, and then look, close-up of the hand with money.
Yes, sir.
Bring them over a round of drinks.
Very good, sir. And who shall I say they are from?
You can say they are from me.
You can say they are from me. Perhaps he's supposed to seem like he's insulted, like, what do you mean you don't know who I am? And again, it's lending itself to this thing of arrogance, mystery. Well, who the hell is this guy, right? Very, very, very well done subtext. You can say they are from me. Very well done. Again, same shot, camera hasn't cut. Back to that intense close-up of Schindler, negotiating his surroundings. Now, this part is brilliant. Right, the round of drinks. Right?
From the gentleman.
Where?
Again, the perspective of the camera, we don't show Schindler in a close-up. He's talking to someone else, the photographer.
Find out who he is.
We stay on the on the table, right? And then he starts talking to his girlfriend. That's all irrelevant. But the whole scene is the perspective of the camera. All this is irrelevant. It's look, we're looking at Schindler now from their perspective. What Schindler would be seeing. And then what they would be seeing. If you were to, for example, go back here a little bit. If Spielberg were to cut and show you the actual conversation of Schindler and that soldier there, and maybe 5 seconds of, hey, how you doing? I'm Schindler, all this stuff. It would kind of kill the scene. It's all about the mystery of because we still don't know who the hell is this guy, and to show it from their perspective of the Nazi general who just had his table reserved, clearly an important guy. It really, again, subtext of the film, it draws you in, and for me, it's one of the best character intros, if not the best character intro ever. For that reason, it's all told from perspective, and it's all told from suggestion and subtext.
What you doing?
Was ist das?
Stay here.
Again, perspective. From her perspective now.
How are you doing? You'd leave a woman alone at the table in
And
a
then
place like this?
in the same shot, now it's from his perspective.
Sweetheart, you're the picture of loneliness.
Because see how the camera never actually focuses on Schindler? Right now it's on Schindler, right?
Woman alone at the table.
She wouldn't be looking right away because it would be rude. It would be rude to look right away in that time period for women to, eavesdrop on someone's conversation, especially when they're greeting each other. So she can hear it clearly because we're next to her. We can hear it, so she can hear it. But she's not looking. So right now it's her perspective.
In a place like this,
And then all of a sudden, Schindler's face pops out of frame, and it would kind of be what he sees now, because we don't really see them too clearly. We are just seeing the general now, and his look of confusion. And in the same shot, we go from her perspective to his.
sweetheart, you're the picture of loneliness.
And now it's what that other guy who sat down originally, which is this fellow here, right? He's the one that sat down, the first like assistant soldier to the general. Now it's from his perspective. So it's the lack of close-ups that you would find in a modern film today is probably what makes this film so classic, right? It's the subtext that we probably don't have, the subtlety that we don't have in a lot of films today.
Lovely fragrance, you're breaking my heart. An extra chair, please. Vodka for my friend. For the lady. No.
And then we start to see some personality from Schindler. And then after that, basically the scene ends with everyone having a party. And then when another general comes in, asks the maitre d' again, who is that? He goes, that's Oskar Schindler. So if you watch the whole movie, you can see that scene. But I just wanted to touch a little bit on the camera's perspective and how important it is to use it, subtly in a way that suggests and doesn't just tell right away. For me, one of the most brilliant pieces of filmmaking. You tell me what you think. Maybe there's another scene that reminds you of this. That's even a better example of what I'm talking about. But for me, one of the greatest ever. So this is just something you can use, in your own projects when you're thinking of your own scenes. Even when if you're shooting like promos and commercial stuff like that, the subtext of what you're trying to say and the suggestion of what you're trying to say versus the actual direct approach of saying it flat out right with the camera, putting a close up right there and showing a conversation when you can instead maybe show it from someone else's perspective and what that suggests. And you can see that theme throughout the entire film if you've watched the movie. Really masterful filmmaking when it comes to the subtext. Something that I think is lacking in modern filmmaking today. Modern filmmaking is pretty much right to the point now. And I think you're missing the subtlety and you're missing a lot of the reading between the lines that a lot of these movies in the past made you have to do, which sort of put you in the movie and demanded more of the audience. But I don't know, that's just my perspective. What do you guys think? I would love to hear from you in the comments. And also don't forget to cop the photo and video classes in the link down below if you want to up your game for photo and filmmaking in the real world and probably make some money doing it. Do visit the link down below. But otherwise, I will see you guys at the next one. Ciao.